Frame 1. In Frame 1, our audience is introduced to the main character, Jane. It takes place in a club. The reason we chose a club setting is that young people are more likely to take on risky behaviour, for example, taking drugs and drinking alcohol, and in our case, sexual activity, and potentially contracting a sexually transmitted infection. So in this frame, we show Jane at a club partying and meeting new people. The Marlin Club, the dingiest nightclub of them all, or so I've heard. At least the alcohol is cheap. All our inhibitions are lost here, and you're most likely to go home with some random. But hey, you only live once, right? Life's all about taking risks, isn't it? Frame 2 shows several bottles of alcohol with the brands changed to frequently diagnosed STIs. We've used this image to depict the increased risk of contracting an STI under the influence of alcohol. At this stage, the audience is seeing the clubbing environment through Jane's eyes. It is Jane looking at the bar making her choice of the next drink. Stumbling to the bar for another round, time to pick your poison. Euphoria and a sense of freeness trickles through my body as I take my next shot of gin. My ability to make decisions is severely impaired, but you're only young once, right? Scanning the room to find a few bachelors, I wonder if one of them wants to make this a night to remember. Frame 3 shows our main character Jane attempting to leave the apartment of the previous night's fling. She's yet to realise the risks she's brought upon herself. Last night was wild, maybe a little too wild. I hope I don't wake him. I don't even remember his name. Did we even use protection? I can't recall. Frame 4. Jane is doing the walk of shame. After leaving the one-night stand, as she is walking, she notices a billboard promoting sexual health testing. She's beginning to realise that there could be consequences to last night's decisions. 1 in 2. Oh, that statistic is extremely high. What will I do if I'm tested positive for an STI or an STD? I wish I could at least recall if we use protection. Maybe I should get tested. Frame 5. We can see that Jane has decided to get herself tested. She's nervously waiting to be seen by the sexual health specialist. She's becoming more concerned about the ramifications of last night. How am I going to explain to this doctor that I may have an STD? How am I going to explain what I did last night? What are my friends going to think if the test is positive? The anxiety and the suspense is overwhelming. I wish I considered my health before I went home with that man. You're only young once. How naive. Frame 6. Jane is discussing her sexual history with the specialist. She has requested to get herself tested. From the questions she is asking, the audience can see that she is beginning to panic over the results that she could possibly be. I regret risking my health for a one-night stand. What's done is done. Time to focus on getting rid of any diseases so it does not affect me long term. I never realised how important it is to use contraceptive measures to avoid situations like these. Lesson learned. Could I have caught something from someone I had sex with only once? Does my partner have to get tested too? Will this keep me from having children? I can't believe I did this. Most STDs are transmitted during unprotected sex. It can cause serious permanent damage if it's not treated. Jane receives her results. As we can see, she has tested positive for chlamydia. Jane is now consumed with regret over her poor decision-making and deeply concerned about her health. This is shown through her multiple questions relating to her results that she's received. Jane, you've tested positive for chlamydia. We need to place you on a treatment plan, or this could eventuate to something serious. Oh no, I'm definitely going to commit to this treatment plan to cure this as soon as I can. I wonder what my girlfriends will think of me. Will they judge me for letting this happen? Should I even tell them? Oh my gosh, I feel so alone, but most of all I feel regret. Frame 8. Jane confides in her friends for support after receiving her diagnosis. They are supportive, however disappointed in her actions and behaviour. She is reflecting upon her mistakes and is now able to distinguish between what is an unhealthy risk-taking behaviour. So the girls seem pretty supportive, but more relieved that I sought help straight away. I feel less alone, but a little embarrassed that I had this news to tell them in the first place. If I could go back, I would think more about my actions and how that would impact me in the long run, but I guess I thought it would never happen to me. Yeah, but you should have seen her on the night. She got completely smashed. I'm surprised she even remembers it at all. I can't believe she didn't use protection. Well, I guess the fact she got tested is a good thing. Hopefully she learned from this.